Mr. Speaker, the countdown is on. Millions of dollars in loans from wealthy and powerful elites were given to the Liberal leader and other Liberal candidates during the most recent Liberal leadership race to be used for their campaigns. According to the Canada Elections Act, if a candidate receives a loan during a leadership race, the loan must be paid back within 18 months. If the loan is not paid back by the deadline, it becomes an illegal donation.
Illegal?
We are only 6 days away until the June 3rd deadline. That's 6 days the former Liberal leadership candidates have to pay back their loans worth up to millions of dollars. 6 days left for Elections Canada to decide if they will give the Liberal Party special treatment by expending their repayment deadline.
Ridiculous. Have they got something to hide, or are they incompetent? Or both?
And it was decisive action. The difference when you talk about embarrassment on the national stage is a Liberal Party leader who advocates invading Pakistan as a way of success in Afghanistan.
We could be campaigning for a seat on the Security Council.
Canada's leadership on the world stage is impressive. We're leading in Afghanistan. We're leading in NATO. We are the second largest contributor to the peacekeeping force in Darfur. We're the second largest donor in the world to the World Food Program, and these are impressive contrasts with the previous government. We have a Liberal leader now who wants to go into Pakistan, and it's his way of solving the Afghanistan issue. That's his idea of leadership. The Liberal idea of how to get on the United Nations Security Council was to spend millions on a campaign to try and buy that seat with free tickets to Cirque du Soleil and all God knows what other.
Mr. Speaker, I'll trade our reputation on the international stage for theirs any
The Honourable Government House Leader.
On foreign affairs is one of the proudest in the world, and it's that way because of Conservative governments, people like John Diefenbaker and Brian Mulroney who led on the fight against apartheid. We've had this week the President of the Ukraine. We've had a delegation from Latvia. We have today the President of Estonia. Those are all countries that were recognized and supported in their fight for freedom by Conservative governments, while Liberals were closing up to communists, saying that there really was no difference between the United States and Canada, between the United States and the Soviet Union, and the West and the Soviet Union. Guess what? There is a difference between freedom and closing up to authoritarians. We stand for freedom.
That is absolutely nonsense. I can tell you, Mr. Speaker, I can tell you as a former Attorney General and a former Premier of the province of British Columbia that what this minister is now saying is absolute hogwash. The fact is the Prime Minister's office met with CSIS to discuss the former Foreign Affairs Minister. Why wouldn't he say whether or not a meeting took place? Did that meeting take place or not?
Order. The Honourable Minister of Public Safety. Order.
Mr. Speaker, it's very clear when you've lost a point in debate, the only way you can possibly recover is try and get enough froth going so it makes it look like you still have a point. Once he's calmed down and eased off the caffeine a little bit, he'll recognize that as Attorney General in the province in which I come from, there is no way in the world he would be publicizing meetings, any kinds of meetings, when it comes to items of security and with agencies of security. He knew that then, he knows that now, and he's just playing a silly game right now.
Honourable member for... Government today smacks of cover-up, and now they need to reconcile their stories.
The Liberal leader, I think, was here. He should surely know that no such thing was said by the Minister of Public Safety. He simply said that people who are concerned about national security don't talk about these kinds of meetings in a public forum.
That's absolutely wrong. He knows that Canada now is a world leader, Mr. Speaker, on the fight against climate change. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is in Bonn, Germany, and Mr. Speaker, the fact is that today, the United Nations today awarded the Prime Minister an award on Canada's contribution to biodiversity. Again, a world leader, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable.